Good evening to all. I was thinking before many years back if there have been any motivator for me to read books or make me to be more motivated to read books. I wouldn't have most of my time only in school books. So after I started my college, I felt that I should gear up with reading. So join in book clubs, made myself to be motivated about reading, got into a lot of friends who are bookworms, got in touch with them. So it's always so good if we have a motivator or a therapist who can still trigger that kind of reading habit in children, right? So that's how we got today Dr. Gayatri Santosh with us today. So she is an educational therapist and she mainly works with children and she has a lot of activities on that side. And today she's going to speak or share about how we can inculcate reading habit in children, right? So that's all we are going to speak about today. And good evening, Gayatri, for joining with us. And she herself has volunteered to speak for our channel. So I'm feeling so happy to hear from Gayatri Santosh.
Yeah, good evening, one and all. Thank you for having me on your platform. I'm happy to be sharing my thoughts and knowledge about reading and other habits here. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Gayatri. We are also, it's our pleasure to bring you in our platform and to speak about it. A lot of interesting stuff which you have shared with us. So, can you say a little bit about your journey of an educational therapist when we have a lot of teachers, principals, and academicians? What motivated or triggered you to become an educational therapist, and what do you do over there?
Yes. Actually, I have a different background. I'm a dentist. So, I already have a clinical knowledge I have treated and I have been seeing many kids and adults, but I have been treating many people before itself. Then I have psychology with me. So,
Okay.
I did my psychology, I did my counseling there. So, I was more interested in what people actually think
Hmm.
and why sometimes they behave the way they are acting.
Okay.
Then I got blessed with motherhood. I took a career break. So that time I was more interested like children psychology and what is happening with children. And I did one more course for children psychology, children counseling especially. There I got introduced to this educational therapy. So what is different between educational therapy and the regular teachers or the academics, which we are known as that educational therapists usually work with one-on-one kids.
Okay.
They interact only with one kid at a time.
Okay.
So then they also interact with the parent, teacher, and the kid at the simultaneous time. So
Okay.
this brings in the whole effort.
Okay.
So it's not only the academics which we are concerned about. We are also interested about their behavior, their issues, their academic challenges, whatever they are facing. So I got interested into this field because I saw many kids having learning challenges and that was not addressed.
Hmm.
They were not being outside. They didn't know what to be done.
Hmm.
So I got interested in those kids. So I wanted to give them support. If we give correct support and we teach them with how to cope with it, so it is like early the identification. It's always the best.
Hmm.
So that's how I got into this educational therapy, and I'm having a center wherein I have classes for kids. Yeah.
Okay. You can still mention where is your center so that if people want to connect with you really
Yeah.
on this area, right, they can still connect with you on where your center
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, I have center, Flourishing Kids Learning Center. I am from Saligramam, but now everything is online, and I'm also there. I'm also taking online classes, so people can connect me on Flourishing Kids Learning Center. I have a Facebook page and a website, flourishingkids.in. So please, they can come and talk to me about their student or kid anytime.
Sure,
Yeah,
that's really
yeah,
a nice thing because now location doesn't matter. You can just connect through
yes,
virtual way as like we do now, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's really good. And one thing, any memorable experience about some of the kid with whom you have given therapy, and what is that in your mind which you can share with us?
Yeah, like it was like last year. Uh, Her mom, the kid's mom, came to me and then she told me that my kid is facing these kind of challenges. Uh, she's feeling low. She was not this way. She used to be very bubbly. She talks widely. Now she's like going into her own cocoon. She's not coming out. She doesn't talk more anymore because she's getting stuck with words and she doesn't want to talk itself outside. So then I had like one-on-one intervention classes. Then we started remediation, everything. After 3 months, the same kid's mom, she took a video of her kid reading it, and
Mhm.
she was reading it with so much energy, and she was interested in what she was doing. She liked it. She was doing on her own. Her mom has kept the mobile phone a little far, so she didn't know, but she was enjoying the book. She was
Oh,
enjoying the reading.
okay.
So that was like a big thing for me. Okay, I had really felt very nice that kid is inspired to read. Yeah,
Cool. That's really
yeah,
nice in this world
yes,
where all are
yes,
into social media and digital stuff, YouTube and a lot of channels. The joy of reading to trigger in any
yes.
kid is something which we have to think about in today's situation. And
Correct.
today, the next question would be like in today's generation, let it be grown-ups or also kids, they're all stuck mostly into the digital media, right? Digital
Mm.
technology, and it's easy for
Okay.
me to swipe instead of turning my pages, right? The
Yes.
happiness from a hard copy is not there most of the places now. I see. What are the
Okay.
tricks which you would be sharing with us so that we can bring in or inculcate that curiosity in kids to start picking and reading by themselves?
Yes. It's mainly for kids. We have to see their interest, what the kid is actually interested. Sometimes we think he or she is a small baby. They don't know, and we get books and we just keep them there. It's not that way. Even a 3 months kid, like if they started grabbing, they will know if it's a like colorful book, they might be interested. Some kids in the around 6 months, they start having interactive books. They
Hmm.
like to pop, something should
Yeah.
come out, something should touch. They feel that way. So we are tuned. Always we have our particular interest. Once the kid is starting to grow up, suppose as you said, they are more into the digital media, everything. If your kid is liking some YouTube channel, if the kid is liking some cartoon, buy books where the cartoon is the main character.
Okay.
Suppose it's Peppa Pig. Peppa Pig is like a famous cartoon with all kids. So just buy a book with Peppa Pig books so that the kid is almost interested. They know the story, what is happening there. So then they get interested towards the book. If your kid is interested with vehicles, many kids like toys. They need something moving on. So if your kid is interested in vehicles, buy a book based on vehicles. Start introducing them. Keep books at different places in the home. That
Hmm.
is my one suggestion.
Hmm.
You can't keep in the book library or in a bookshelf. And one more thing, please don't keep books where the kid cannot reach by themselves.
Yes.
It should be to their height. It should be easily available for them. If it is up to their height, they can easily pick it out and they can read it. If you keep it on the top of the rack, it definitely won't ask you for it. It is very easy to switch on the TV and see instead of taking a book from there. It should be their height, and probably you can keep it like facing the book cover. The book cover should be facing outside. Keep changing the books. Don't keep the book there, and after 3 months you say my kid hasn't touched the book. Your
Hmm.
kid hasn't touched means you have to change the book.
Hmm.
Change it frequently in 15 days once. So the kid is almost interested. There is something colorful over there. We have to go grab it and read it. So that is how you start introducing kids the books, the variety of books, whichever they are interested. We are making them introduce those books. Yeah,
Okay, that's
yeah,
a lot of input for people because what we have to change. Because even in third standard, I remember when I have got my first book as a proficiency prize, there was so much to read and it's not colorful, and I just
yes,
played with that book for making paper cups or something, and that's where my reading habit has kind of gone down. And after a point, I motivated by myself in college, so I still
okay,
think I have wasted so much of years which I
okay,
was trying to catch it up from my college, which was like something which
yeah,
still gone is gone, right? So these are
yeah,
very good ideas which any parents can take it now, mainly for habit building during this COVID times, because
yes, yes,
parents are also really not knowing what to do after a point of time. So we have to give YouTube into their hands to see for some time. So let's start following these kind of tricks into it, the way how we handle the
Yeah,
kids and how we
yeah.
can make them to read. And any particular suggestions which you would give for parents, what they have to do along with the children, because keeping this is one part of the story. How about reading with the children, how we have to inculcate that habit of reading along with the children as a family?
It's main thing that these generation kids need inspiration. They just don't. Motivation is very good, but they need someone to look upon. If the kid sees their mom or dad picking up a book and reading it, then they know that okay, this is like normal. So everyone reads at my home. So I will say like you have to make a family time for reading. If not possible daily, at least weekly twice, everyone in the family, like parents, grandparents, siblings, everyone can sit together and they can read for 20 minutes.
Hmm.
Just 20 minutes is sufficient, but they can take their own book. Please give a choice for the kid. Don't say that you have to take this book and read at reading time, because the kid will be like thinking, I can keep this book safely so that I will use it for Sunday reading time. That's okay. Let them enjoy it. So as a family, if you're able to spare up some 20 minutes time weekly twice, that is enough for a kid to be inspired. They know that everyone at my home reads. Nowadays kids don't need like you do this, you do that. Definitely they won't do. Just you do, kid will follow. That's all. Whatever you are doing, your kid will follow. That's it. That is the main thing as a family. Yeah.
That's an amazing point to be taken, because a family time of for reading, as like we
Yes.
have food together, we play together, why
Correct.
not we
Correct.
read together for 20 minutes? That will really improve the habit of reading for a
Reading for them.
child.
Yes.
So that is really amazing to hear, and it's going to be a takeaway for me also, which I'm going to start soon, because
Sure. Sure.
night, but slowly she likes to see rhymes and all those kind of stuff. So slowly
Yeah.
we are in the verge, and I will obviously take this point and let me see how it's going to make
Yeah.
wonders with my small daughter. And
Definitely.
yeah. And any particular thing which you recommend for inclusiveness? Inclusiveness, when I say the differently abled children, how you bring them with respect to reading, or else how you motivate them? Because I feel that a sector of people, parents who are struggling with differently abled children also. I can't say it's a struggle, but they go through a different kind of emotions what it happens, right? So can you elaborate on that side?
Yes. See, for differently abled kids, there are like they fall into various categories to be
Yeah.
precise. So, first thing is that we have to choose books according to their level of reading.
Mm.
That is very important, and mostly it goes with shared reading with the parent. The
Okay.
kid can share the reading. So, if the parent is reading along with the kid, you have to start introducing them to understanding what the kid is reading. We have to sometimes explicitly explain what
Mm.
is happening in this book,
Mm.
what is there.
Mm.
You can start asking them questions. What is this? Or why is this kid doing? The kid is wearing a yellow color shirt or anything. So the parent keeps asking questions to them. This is like very good because the kid can understand better.
Mm.
And one more thing for some kids who have reading challenges, they have difficulty to read by themselves. So the parent can sit together and read. And audiobooks are really helpful.
Yeah.
Audiobooks, podcasts, we think that it is in a different form of reading. The learning has evolved. The
Yeah.
books has evolved. Now that when we are doing work as adult also, when I am doing work, I can just put on my AirPods and I can just listen to some book. So you can start introducing them to audiobooks. Audiobooks are of great help. Then introduce books for very short chunks of time, because the attention span will be not that much. So just read for 10 minutes, that's enough. Then you can again take a break and again read for 10 minutes. Then for kids, you can introduce books like what to be done, how the kid should be in a classroom. You can introduce kind of flashcards
Mm.
along with the book. So those flashcards are very useful for smaller kids and for differently able kids. Just if they have to go to a restaurant, you can give like a pack of flashcards.
Mm.
First, you will go there, you have to sit there, and what you should do, you should wait till the food is served, then you should come back, because they have difficulty perceiving this. So the flashcards are very useful. You just show them a flashcard and you read them up, and they get a habit of reading by themselves. So these are like small tips for all group of kids,
Okay.
which easily can be followed by a parent at home.
Okay, this is really helpful because uh, we always speak about the majority of children. We
Yes.
also should speak about that inclusive children who
Yes.
have to be brought in, because reading is for everyone, and the joy of
Correct.
reading is for has to be taken or absorbed by all the children. Thanks, Gayatri, for your certain tips which you have given, mainly for inculcating this reading habit, or creating that joy of reading in children. I'm so happy to have you in our platform. And again, we will mention the link about Gayatri's place where she works, as well as all other the details from her Facebook page, and all those we would be giving over here. And if any particular queries, if you wanted to ask about, you can still connect with her, and you can comment in our channel as well. We can still make you folks to connect with her. So I hope this would be much useful at this point of time, and many more to come on habit building and so on. Thank you all. Thanks, Gayatri, for your valuable.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, one and all. You can please feel free to connect to me. Yeah.
Thanks,
Bye.
Gayatri.